The College Planning Center represents something much deeper than a collaboration between two institutions in the Metro West region. What it represents for me, and I know for many families in the 6 or 8 months that we've been running the center, is the American dream.
The work that I've done in collaboration with the College Planning Center offers some of the best opportunities that have ever been present to the populations that I work with.
The urban areas are not being served appropriately by universities in the country. That is one of the things that we're failing, and that's we have an achievement gap in between the graduation rates and success rates of the overall population, and in particular of Latino and African American students.
We needed to improve in college attainment. We needed to help to reduce the achievement gaps, and we needed to increase college completion. Out of that was born this partnership between Mass Bay Community College and Framingham State University to develop a Metro West College Planning Center.
It provides all the tools necessary for anyone going to college, whether they have knowledge of college or they don't, or they just need help finding a job.
That's the first stop. You have a question about anything about access, that's the first place to go.
I work with a lot of families in Framingham. Many of them perhaps haven't had the opportunity to go to college for one reason or another. It may not be the norm in their family to have gone to college.
When you come from a place where you aren't seeing a lot of people who are going on to college or going on to be big successful people, you think in your head, well, I can't do that.
The families themselves may feel that college is too big a dream.
Most of the information out there is very confusing for a high school student to understand. So it's important to have people looking out for you and giving you the proper advices.
When I think about the center and I think about the potential for it to really support and help our district within Framingham, I think about that sort of one-on-one support that it can help guide students.
One of the biggest things is support, because it's hard to do a lot of things on your own if you don't have anybody around you.
If I had had access to the College Planning Center 5 years ago when I started college, I would have had one place where I could find out all of this information rather than doing a lot of research on my own and, guessing on a lot of different things.
If you just have someone there to help you structure out everything that you need.
The center's role is very critical, and the center does something that we don't do as well, and I know it, at least on my campus. It demystifies college before they walk onto our admissions offices, before they walk into the enrollment office, before they are bombarded with financial aid forms to fill out.
When they come to Mass Bay, when they come to us, they have already had the opportunity during middle school, high school to think about college, to take the courses that they need, to make sure that they have the support structure that will allow them to be successful.
Parents, legal guardians come with their children, with their loved ones, to get them to learn about college, to get them to learn about how to finance college, especially for families for whom higher education is not yet a legacy.
I think about my mother, who didn't graduate from, didn't go to college at all, and the various schools that I went to, and how she felt intimidated by the size. She didn't know how, what to ask, who to call. There was no place like the College Planning Center for just her to go and ask questions and not feel as though she had to know certain things before she could ask questions.
Once people have information, or the more information they have, the greater ability they have to make those mental leaps and see themselves in places that they've never seen themselves before.
To see mothers and fathers, aunts, uncles, grandparents start to envision not only their children, but also themselves, to think that college is possible for me. I may be 45, 55, 65.
I think it's tremendously significant that the first location for a Metro West College Planning Center is at a historic site.
The College Planning Center will have a very visible location by occupying the 1812 house that ties the history of the region with the College Planning Center.
Because the campus is just steps away, you can actually visualize yourself right there on campus.
There's never been anything like this in this community. And the fact that it offers insight into Mass Bay and insight into Framingham State College shows these families that there's tremendous options right here in their own community.
We know that over 90% of community college graduates remain right here in the state. So our job is not only to solve today's problems, but to also envision, anticipate what our problems are going to be for the next few decades and to begin to think up those solutions.
One of the barriers that we know exists in communities with underserved populations is transportation, for example. So I think it's going to be important for us to build additional centers in communities to focus on this idea of access.
My prediction is that you're going to see a lot of our populations start to increase in terms of transitioning into college and graduating with a degree.
We have brought in students from the housing authorities. We have brought in students from high school and middle school campuses. We have brought in students from Lowe's, from Home Depot, all of these places where you have very low-paid workers who are not making enough to sustain themselves and their families, and also who are not contributing as much as they could to the Massachusetts tax base.
I talk about it with people in the Chamber of Commerce, with people in businesses around here. It is an imperative, not only for us as an institution or for Mass Bay as an institution, but for our region. And I think that that is why the support that the community will have for the College Planning Center is going to be crucial.
I look forward to the College Planning Center being a real asset, a pathway and a guide to socioeconomic mobility, and also to contributing to the economic base of the state.